Welcome to another episode of the Quip Corners Book Corner. And yes, it's part of the summer reading series. My guest today, I call her Pastor M. You'll see her bio in a bit, and she's going to be sharing about her second book with us. So please join us and learn more about this book.
Sure.
Welcome to the Quip Corners Book Corner, Pastor M.
Thank you so much. I'm honored. Thank you for inviting me and for being a guest on this corner, the adaptable corner. Thank you so much for the invite. I appreciate it so very much.
You're
Thank
welcome, Pastor M.
you. Thank you.
When I think I saw a clip on social media about your book. I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, I saw it coming. I saw it coming.
Just recently or just
No, I saw it a few months ago, yeah. So
okay.
I was like, I'm not surprised. Let's just put it that way, right? So I was like, yeah, when was this going to happen? So now it has happened.
Yeah.
And for a couple people who may not know you, why don't you tell us what even inspired you to write that book?
Well. It was written from, I guess I would say, my own personal journey, health journey experiences. Basically, the book is pretty much, I've lived the book, put it that way.
Mm,
The book, I've pretty much lived a lot of it and just a lot of research and amendments here and there that kind of got me on the trajectory to where I am now. But basically, I wrote the book from my own experience. I've always been a person that is sort of health conscious. I've always done some kind of physical activity because we're all raised that way. My
mm-hmm.
mom's ran like 5, 6 marathons. My
Oh,
dad,
wow.
whenever we were, before we went to school in
Mm-hmm.
University of Ife in Nigeria, we went on that track. We're running on the track no matter how long, 20 minutes, 30 minutes before we went to school. So I've always had
Wow.
that, wanting to be fit, wanting to sort of just make sure I'm healthy, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always exercised. I'm almost 60, so this is about 40, I
Wow.
don't know, it's 40 some years, maybe
Yeah, yeah.
done something.
Mm-hmm.
And so kind of maintained a sort of weight, but then I got to perimenopause and menopause, and that was a whole different ball game. So that's what kind of got me on the trajectory. I found out about this condition and what
Yes.
everybody was going through, and then the effects of it
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the disease process, medically, because I'm a medical doctor.
Yes.
The trajectory of that particular concept or the
Mm-hmm.
called insulin resistance is affects so many other diseases worldwide.
Wow.
Everybody is affected in some way or the other, or they know somebody who is, or
Mm.
if not affected yet, it will happen in another 5 or 10 years.
Wow.
So that's kind of what got me going.
Mm. Nice, nice. Well,
Uh,
like I said, I mean, I've ever since I've known you, it's always, fitness, 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 fitness. If you had a middle name, that we could come up with, it would be fitness.
yeah, yes, that's the truth. That is
Yeah.
true.
A-
Yeah.
And it's great to hear, you've shared this before, that it was part of your upbringing, so it was embedded in you, right?
Mhm.
But there may be some people who are watching this and they're like, huh? Run before school. We used to go and fetch water. We had
Yeah,
to sweep the house. So
right.
I just never had that in my upbringing. How
Mhm.
can they catch up now or get on that train?
Yeah, it's never too late. I always say, wherever you are, even the 70 and 80-year-old who wants to get fit can still
Hmm.
go back and do it. I think it's all a question of whether you want to do it. Is that something you're committed to do? Maybe you don't understand the effects of not exercising. Maybe that hasn't really dawned on you. And the older you get, the more important it is
Mm-hmm.
because not necessarily just to look good or whatever, but if you want to live a life that is a quality life, that is independent and not dependent on
Yes.
people, you're going to have to try to put some effort to make sure that you're building your strength, you're building your endurance, your energy, and you just have all-round ability to be able to do normal everyday things, lifting, carrying, stepping, all those things. So even if you have not done it before, think of
Yeah.
it in terms of your life, the next 20, 30 years of your life. That's if you're in your 50s or 60s or.
Yes.
But any age really, I
Yeah.
would say you should be thinking long term.
Term.
If not for that alone, carrying grandchildren, being able to do
Yes.
things in life, being able to be not independent, not bound to a nursing home or
Yeah.
your your children to have to carry you everywhere or wheel you around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know there's some illnesses where it's inevitable sometimes you because of maybe the condition you were diagnosed with, it ends that way, but it doesn't mean that you cannot be active to some extent.
True.
So that's what I would say. It's a question of how well do you want to live the
Mm-hmm.
last part of your life? Do you want
Hmm.
to be dependent or do you want to be independent? Do you want a good quality of life? And many people say, I'm going to die anyway. I've heard that a lot. I'm
Yeah.
going to die anyway. So is this necessary?
Hmm.
Well, if you want to live the last few 20, 30, 40 years of your life and you want to live a life that is a good quality life,
Yes.
then you're going to have to make some kind of effort to move, to be active, to make sure you're eating the right things. That it's so critical.
Yeah.
People don't think of it that way. So
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
would be in my nutshell. It's a question of what you want to do and how you well
Yeah.
you want.
You
So
know, while you were talking, what just struck me is it sounds like investing for your
mm,
retirement.
it is
What quality of life do you want at that time?
right, right.
Okay.
And those
Okay.
of us in those of the 20 and 30-year-old age group, many are getting it, but some of them really don't even think
Okay.
that far ahead. They're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I've got time. And true, they have everything working for them. They have the hormones, everything
Mm-hmm.
is intact. They have the muscles. After the age of 30, you lose muscle strength, you lose your
Mm-hmm.
muscles. They don't quite get it, but if they started even in their 20s and 30s, oh my goodness, the way they would feel by the time they get to 60 and 70,
Yeah.
it's a whole different ball game. It really is. But
Mm-hmm.
getting them to understand that sometimes is a struggle.
Difficult.
They're like, I'm
Yeah.
fine. I don't need
Yeah.
to worry about it. I'm
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
But
That's
anyway.
Yeah. So we've talked about the younger ones, we've talked about the older ones. What about that's what I'd call the sandwich generation, right?
Yeah.
So young, starting off a family and
Mm,
possibly caring for their parents. So
yeah.
they have so much time investing in the young ones, investing in the older ones, and they're almost not on the to-do list. How would you advise them to, like your father did, inculcate it into how they're raising their children or just for themselves? What advice would you have?
Yeah, I think it's priority number one. Well, apart from, and I'm assuming that we're talking to a largely Christian audience. So,
Mhm.
apart from your relationship with Christ, that
Yeah.
self-care, taking care of yourself is so absolutely critical. If you can't do that for yourself, then it's very difficult to do it for other people.
Mhm.
Even when I was raising my children, even when I was pregnant with my children, I was raising my children. If all I could do was walk up and down the stairs for 20 minutes, that was something.
Mhm.
So I don't buy the I don't have time. I'm too busy running
Yeah.
here and there. I have my parents. I'm thinking of the time when my dad was still around, he's still alive. There was a lot going on in my life, and there was a lot just mentally.
Mm-hmm.
But I found that the days that I ended up skipping a day, not working out or something, I felt miserable. But the
Mm.
days I actually was active, it kept my energy going. It kept me thinking positively versus, oh, what's happening with my dad today? Oh,
Yeah.
or what's going on with my child? I found that it gave me that energy. So I think for people who are in that generation, like you mentioned, where you're pulled and pushed in so many directions,
Yeah.
that is the time when you actually need to invest more in yourself. Or if you haven't established it, establish it. Do something
Mm-hmm.
will help your body feel like you're got some confidence, got some strength, got
Mm-hmm.
some energy to tackle on the responsibilities of the day. So if you have the right relationship, so like I said, there's a hierarchy. There's your relationship with Christ, there's
Yes.
taking care of yourself, there's
Yeah.
taking care of your husband, your
Mm-hmm.
family, and then your work or church or whatever is after
Yeah.
that. So priorities are crucial. And if you have not taken that time to just care for you, it just becomes overwhelming. I
Mm-hmm.
can't even, I mean, I'm thinking of what we do now, my husband and I in ministry, and I can't imagine how I would go because I'm just so used to doing it that it's like, wow, if I did it, I don't know what I would be feeling.
Yeah.
I feel so energized. I mean, yes, I
Uh-huh.
get tired. I physically get tired, yes.
Yeah.
But the routine,
Mm-hmm.
eating the good foods, doing the routine of the activities, the strength training, the just walking, just really lifts me up, gives me the confidence,
Mm-hmm.
gives me the strength, gives me the energy, and gives me the ability to balance out the rest of my day. What else do I need to do? I've done this, I've taken care of my body, I'm doing this. Now I can focus on all the
Other
other
people.
things on my list that
Yes.
need to be
Yes.
done.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's just it's a matter of priority. If it's
Mm-hmm.
a priority for you, then it's easy to sort of kind of, not important.
Yeah. Let it slide.
Just let
Okay.
it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so how can people inculcate it in their children, because once again, they're dashing here and there. They've done self-care, but you want the children to almost like catch them young
Yeah,
type
yeah.
philosophy.
Right. I think it's very important that they, first of all, see you doing some activity because you are
Mm,
the very best example of for any child to see what is important to you is what's
yeah.
going to be important to them. So if you are doing it, they want to do it too. Now, so all my children, all three girls, they've seen my husband and I always being involved in some kind of activity. So even now that they're out of the house, my daughter just called me the other day. She goes, Mom, I've been going to the gym, but I feel like I'm not doing anything. I need to
Mm,
get some instruction. She goes, I joined Orange Theory. Not that we're, sponsoring them or anything with
anything,
us not
yes.
sponsoring anything, but I'm joining Orange Theory, and I love it there. They have routines, they have all that. That's Simi. That's the youngest one who's in
Yes.
college. The middle one, Dara, her husband and they have a gym in their little, well, they have a house, but then there's a place where they go to work out. They go work out together. My oldest daughter, Talani, wasn't involved in sports in school, but in her apartment complex, she's there walking on the treadmill.
Nice.
She's not a weightlifter or anything. I said, whatever you can do, just move
Do
and get your
something.
body going. So you are the best example to show what a fitness routine might look like
Mm-hmm.
and to show what healthy living might look like. So by you showing them or you demonstrating it yourself, they're witnessing that, and
Mm-hmm.
that in itself is one way for them to get started. And then you might add other things, things like taking a walk in the evening after dinner if you have that
Yeah.
time. Not
Yeah.
everybody has the time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a weekend that you're home with them. You
Yeah.
have an activity, you go together, you go swimming together, you go out for a walk, you go biking.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the kind of like hiking, go
Mm-hmm.
hiking with them on vacation. Make it and not make it fun,
Yeah.
don't make
Yeah.
it like a chore.
Sure.
And when you go on vacation, many people think, oh, it's just relaxing, sitting around what is it, the pool.
Cool. Yeah.
But
The
add
beach.
some activity in there.
Yeah.
Maybe go, what do they call this? This motor, well, what do they call those things? The three-wheeler, where
Okay. The ski.
just
Yeah. The water
whatever.
skiing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make it fun.
Yeah.
Make it fun. The family and I did this, I think 2 years ago. Where were we? One of those Caribbean countries, but we did zip lining, and that was
Oh.
so much, all of us. It was so much
Wow.
fun. So make it make it an activity that is
Yeah.
fun. and make
Nice.
vacation about doing activity that is fun.
Fun
Then they
together.
also see, and if they see you doing it,
Mm-hmm.
they also get excited about doing it too. And those are things that will carry on and they will
Amazing.
continue doing those kind of things. So
Oh,
yeah,
thank you. Yeah.
what you do is what they see
They
and what
see
they
and
will
that's
do.
what they
Well,
replicate. True,
hmm.
true.
Yep,
So,
yep.
so, where can people get copies of your book? Because, you're not sounding rehearsed. This is lived experience.
Yeah.
Where can
But
people get copies of your book?
so you can go to manitafadel.com. I have a website,
Yeah.
just my name,
Mm-hmm.
manitafadel.com.
Mm-hmm.
And on that very first page, you scroll down to the bottom, it has copies of the book, where to order it, and
Mm-hmm.
all that information. Just click on it, and it's right
Okay.
there. Yeah.
Okay. And what if people say, I'd like an autographed copy?
Oh, good question.
They'll need to find you first.
They'll probably need, yeah. I mean, if I found out or if I knew ahead of time, I could probably sign that book and have it mailed to you, but
Okay.
I would need to have that information ahead of
Ahead of
time.
time. Okay,
Or
that's
any of
fine.
the events. So we're most of the regional visits that we do, this is our CCG now. So we go
Yeah.
to other regions. I have my books I had sent ahead of time. And
Okay.
I can also autograph books there.
There. Okay.
And our
Excellent.
major events, the prayer conference, the
Mm-hmm.
convention, all those, I'm there. So if you need copies, I can also sign it there
Okay.
as well.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining me and sharing from the heart.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
I
You're
really
very
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Yeah. So anyway, so any other questions for me, or do people forward questions, or you are the one to sort of come up with the questions? And
Those are my
no, that's
questions.
it.
And if
Those are your
questions
oh, very
come,
simple,
if
easy.
questions come after we publish the video, I'll forward them to
Oh,
you so that we can, you can respond to them. Yeah.
okay. No
Well,
problem.
thank you again. I really appreciate this, Pastor M.
You're very welcome.
God bless you, ma'am.
All right. Take care. Thanks so
You too.
much for inviting me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay. All
Bye.
right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Wow. Did you pick up on the various nuggets Pastor M kept dropping? Bottom line, what do you want in your retirement? Do you want to be dependent or independent? The seeds for that long, healthy retirement are seeds you need to sow today. Get a copy of her book. I'm sure there are lots more tips in it than what we shared, or rather, what she shared. I was listening. So remember, your body is the only place where you can live and function from. And like she said, self-care is a priority. Thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to reading your comments. And like I said when talking with her, if you have questions, put them below here. I will send them to her and we will get the responses back for you. Thanks again for joining me, and God bless you. Bye now.